Hi, I'm here with Marta Gil. She is a graduate of the Breathing Deeply Advanced Yoga Therapy program. And I got to work with her in our practicum. And Marta, you're gonna tell us a little bit about a client you worked with in our practicum with tinnitus, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Why don't you, why don't you tell us, why she came, what she said when she came, and a little bit about the work you did with her.
So she was one of my first practicum clients, actually. And she was a longtime yoga practitioner and meditator. And about 9 months before we met, before she came to me, during the meditation, she started experiencing ringing in her both ears, like persistent noise. That was kind of high pitched, like fax machine, and was very distracting. And she she learned that it was tinnitus. So she had tinnitus in both of her ears. And she lived with it for around 9 months before we met. And it was not only annoying, but it was also very disturbing or distracting, to her regular daily life. The meditation was difficult, but also, having this persistent sound in your head all the time. It was so loud that she couldn't distinguish, for example, what she was hearing from the outside. Was it like a garbage truck or was it a lawnmower? So that was really, and sometimes she said she would just give up trying to hear what she could. So it was difficult to live with this. And also we have to remember that, the annoyance, this condition being annoying and difficult, it was also the stress that came with that and anxiety, because she didn't know, it came out of nowhere and she didn't know if it will ever go away. So that was something that was really stressing her.
Right. So, yeah. So she came in, had you worked with tinnitus before, or was this the first time you did this?
So that was the first time that I worked with it. It was the first time. And we decided, like when I meet a client for a first time, like we all do, is we are setting goals. And here, in a perfect world, we would say we want to make it go away, but we didn't know what was causing that. And so we didn't know much about it. So we decided to go a little bit different route. We decided that since in yoga therapy, we very often work with chronic pain, and we help our clients to feel the pain less through the yogic practices that we give them through meditation and movement, breathing. So I decided that maybe we should go this way to help my clients to change the relationship to that pain and maybe feel it less. So it wasn't as persistent and annoying in her life. So her life was better. So that was our goal. So that's what we wanted to do.
Okay.
And she was okay with that.
And so she was game and she had done yoga, clearly. So,
yes.
So what were the types of practices that she ended up doing with you?
So we came up with a set of practices that included chanting. So she was chanting. She was practicing yoga nidra 2-3 times a week. And also a few times a week, she was doing a set of asana practices, the yogic postures that were designed to calm down the nervous system.
Mm-hmm. And, I know that, you modified these and changed them as needed, but what did you see in terms of results as she was doing these? Like, how long did it take? What did she notice? Especially for someone who is listening, that's like, oh, I might want to work with a yoga therapist for tinnitus, so what did that look like?
Yes, so I have to say that we, after the initial consultation, after the intake that we had together, we were meeting for, first time we met after 2 weeks. And already just after those 2 weeks, my client found a sound in her ears going to the background. and they were not as high pitched anymore. So that was only 2 weeks of practices. And
Wow.
she explained that she could hear things again, like she could distinguish what she's actually hearing from the outside, which made her really, happy. And
how
so,
much was she practicing every week? Like how much time was this taking her every day?
so yoga nidra was, she was practicing 2-3 times a week for about 50 minutes. For about 50
And
minutes of yoga nidra.
Basically a lying down meditation, if you don't know what that is, right?
Yes.
And then,
so that's a passive practice. Yes. Then she was doing chanting a few times a week, also about under 10 minutes. And her yoga practice, her asana practice, the physical one, was between 15 and 30 minutes, a few times a week.
Yes. Okay, so she was putting a little time in, but nothing she couldn't do.
Sometimes
clearly.
she said that if the yoga nidra, if she didn't have for the long version, I also gave her a shorter version for situations like that where she didn't have enough time. So sometimes she would, if she couldn't do the long one, she would do the shorter one.
Great. And so, how long did you end up working with her? Like how
so
long
I was working with her for 6 weeks. And we were working for 6 weeks. Then her schedule changed and she came back to full-time work. So we couldn't see each other anymore. But after that 6 weeks, she said that her symptoms were less than 50% of where we started. And the level of the noise in her ears was 1 to 2 out of 10. And it wasn't high pitched anymore. And she also said that she didn't remember a night that she was kept awake because of that tinnitus anymore. So since we started working together, it looks like the practices kind of started working pretty quickly, because only in 6 weeks she was able to lower down to pretty low, to livable.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. So I got to supervise you and hear about this in the practicum. So I do remember at the time being like, this is such a great story. People should hear this. Like 6 weeks. Did she meet with you once a week? Is that how you did it? Ish?
Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. So you didn't meet a million times. I mean, this is only
no.
It was
sessions. only wow. 3 times. Three times, and the 4th time was, just when we finished working together. And I recently reached out to her because it's been 7 months since we, finished working together. And she says that she's been able to keep that tinnitus as low as we finished working. So she's still happy and can live normally with this. And it doesn't bother her, which was our goal, was like to bring it to the point that it doesn't bother her. So that was something that she was able to do it through the practices. Yeah.
Yeah, you did such a good job choosing your practices with her. And it's such a good example of what can be achieved, especially for a condition like this, which a lot of time has no resolution. It's a really tricky condition. There are some medical things you can do, but it's not like there's a drug or, something simple people can take. So you did an excellent job. And I'm so happy she got that result. So thank you. And thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much. And, I wouldn't be able to. So as I said before, she was one of my first practicum clients. So I really needed a lot of help, from you and from the group. So this is wonderful that we had this opportunity to work in practicum together, under your guidance. And also what I really like about the way we work together, about how our school works, the system, is that in a practicum, when we meet in a group, is the sense of community and support, and we learn from each other. So this is a big help, because the people come with such different conditions, and sometimes there are things that you heard for the first time in your life. And also knowing that you are not on your own, that you're still learning and that there's still a lot to learn, and having guidance, like from you, Brandt, and from other participants of the program is it's paramount.
Great, thanks for sharing that. It's my favorite part too. So it's a really lovely community. Thanks for all your work, and blessings on your yoga therapy work to come. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.